Hello and welcome to SportalTV's Volleyball Game of the Week. We are here from beautiful Marist High School in Atlanta, Georgia. Brian Zorner being joined tonight by Emily Adams. Emily, thank you for joining us tonight. It's going to be a fun night of volleyball.
Very excited to be here. This is kind of in my backyard. I'm very excited to see this awesome matchup tonight.
And we have a great one, the Marist War Eagles against the Woodward War Eagles. It's the battle of the War Eagle tonight. Marist, the defending 4A state champion. They've won 12, including last year. Woodward comes in with 6 state championships of their own, and both of these clubs have a lot of talent.
Yeah, we're watching warm-ups right now, and it's going to be really exciting. They've got some huge hitters on both sides, some great setters. I'm really excited to see what tonight brings us.
On the Marist side, we're going to have to go with Marist and Woodward. War Eagle isn't going to tell anyone anything tonight. So on the Marist side, Jacque Boney, 2021. She's a sophomore. She was All-State last year, and she is committed to the University of Michigan already. Plays her travel ball with A5, a very accomplished player. A couple of other players of note on the Marist team, Kaylin Taggart. She won not one, but 2 national championships, we were told.
Yeah, I heard that was both at USAV and AAUs. So that's pretty impressive this summer. Just so you know, number 11 is Jacque Boney. Kaylin Taggart is number 13 if you're watching these warm-ups and you're getting a view of what they can do.
Yeah, a lot of talent on both sides. Coach Tad Sahara has over 500 wins on the Woodward side. And both these teams come in with a little bit dinged-up records. They both won the earlier matches here, but Woodward coming in 7-7 overall. They played some really tough games against some of the top teams, and they lost their 2 All-State players to graduation last year. Marist comes in at 6-6 before tonight. Also losses to a number of the state powerhouses. And they had to start the first 8 games without Jacque Boney, who was out with a high ankle sprain. And that really allowed them to develop some of the younger players, is what we heard from the coaches earlier.
Yeah, and it looks like from their stats, everyone's stepping up where needed. And Jackie's come back with a bang in the last 4 matches.
Yeah, we heard that she has a phenomenal 47% hit rate and 54 kills in the games that she's been back, and that's in 4 games. She already leads the team in kills.
Yeah, I think she's second on team in kills behind Carly Bowen, but it's pretty impressive.
Sorry about that. Yeah, just a few kills behind. Just a few behind.
Sorry, Brian.
Not a problem. Rachel Johnson, number 2, is their main setter. They primarily are going to run a 5-1 with her. And as we swing over to the Woodward side, it's the 2 Morgans who are the outside hitters who are bringing the pain here. Morgan Cobb and Morgan Miller. Both of them are leading the teams.
Yeah, we were able to see a triple header tonight. So Dunwoody was here as well. And so we got to see Woodward play Dunwoody just before this match. And it was fun to watch the 2 Morgans, Morgan Miller and Morgan Cobb, kind of go at it. And we saw some pretty impressive hitting, both from the front row and back row from them.
And we're seeing that out here now. The Marist team here in white, the Woodward in red, the battle of the War Eagle. Now, Emily, tell the folks a little bit at home about your background. We're excited to have somebody with as much accomplishment in volleyball. You played your college volleyball at University of Southern California.
Yep. So thank you for having me out here tonight, because I can't say this is an area that I've been very accomplished in yet, but this is my first try. So hopefully my goal is that everyone walks away from listening to this and loves volleyball just a little bit more, because I think we all think volleyball is close to our hearts. At least those of us here behind the camera tonight. But yeah, I played University of Southern California way more years ago than I'd like to admit. Grew up in Arizona, been out here in Atlanta, Georgia for about 10 years. So been able to connect with the volleyball community in a couple different ways out here. And it's been really awesome. And volleyball's done so much in my life. So I have a great deal of love for it.
You're too modest to admit it, but 3-time All-American and a national champion at University of Southern California.
Yep. We had a couple national championships under our belt. We had awesome players out there, played with some really impressive players, and we had a really good run. I'm so grateful for that time, very grateful for that time.
And I have seen a lot of these players myself. My daughter is a freshman volleyball player, not here on the court, but I have seen a lot of these players as we've rolled through the club season. I know you've had some involvement with it. A number of these players coming out of A5, NAVC, North Atlanta Volleyball Club, Cobb Atlanta, Tsunami. and a number of the other great clubs around the metro Atlanta area.
Just in the 10 years that I've been here in Atlanta, I've seen volleyball grow exponentially. So it's been huge and really exciting to see. I came from a part of the country where volleyball was, there was no high school that didn't have volleyball out in Arizona when I was there. When I first came here, there were still some high schools out here in Atlanta that didn't have volleyball, and I remember being a little shocked, feeling a little sad, and now it's just exploded, and there's some really great talent here. A lot of college recruiters know that Atlanta is the heart of some really skilled volleyball players, so it's been pretty cool to have my adopted hometown show up so well in that respect.
Yeah, a lot of talent coming out of Atlanta, a lot of players that'll play at the collegiate level, and quite a few of them, I think, out here on the court tonight. We got really young teams out here. You know, Marist, when we look at them, Jacque Boney and and Rachel Johnson, both all state, but Johnson is a junior just now, and Boney is only a sophomore, and they've got a number of freshmen that are playing meaningful roles out here. Meg Fletcher is one of their outsides, plays all around, one of their leaders in dig category. Hadley Ackerman as well.
Yeah, she's leading the team with digs, with 93 digs, which is very impressive. So I'm excited to see her out here tonight. What you're watching here now with Woodward is number 1, their setter, Kaylin Pierre, and she leads the team in blocks, impressively enough. That's typically not the role the setter plays, but she's super athletic, and it was really fun to watch her this last match. She's great athleticism, really has a lot of control over her body, so it'll be really exciting to see these matchups tonight.
The Morgans we talked about, Morgan Miller, number 6. She is a junior. Morgan Cobb, number 9. She is just a freshman. And we saw her in the earlier match versus Dunwoody. She was just putting the heat on the ball pretty much every time they got her set.
Yeah, and she leads the team in aces as well. So it's going to be exciting to see the serving game. I like this gym. There's a lot of room on either side. It's a tall gym. A lot of time you can get a lot of float on the serve. A lot of these girls have really impressive float serves. So it's going to be a good matchup. I wish the air conditioning was on a little bit more. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of air movement, which kind of sometimes helps the float on that serve, so it should be interesting to see how the passing goes as well, because sometimes with these tough serves, your passing can suffer.
A toasty night in Atlanta, about 90 degrees outside. That shouldn't be affecting us inside, but they've left it plenty toasty in the gym.
That's why I chose an indoor sport in Arizona.
Absolutely. We do all the sports here at Sportal Space. You can see us with football, and also here in the fall, volleyball and softball. Today's game is brought to you by Sportal Space. Sportal Space connects communities through youth sports. Sportal Space, every practice, every game. We'll give people a little bit of an overview of our SportalTV YouTube channel that you're watching here. We have the best live broadcasts, highlights, features on high school sports. Subscribe now. Hit that subscribe button while you're watching here to SportalTV to get everything into your YouTube feed. Seeing some more warm-up hitting going on here. I thought they'd cut these warm-ups a little short. It's been a bit of a long night. We were supposed to go live at 7 o'clock, but it's 7:41 here on the East Coast, and we're still finishing the warm-ups.
Yeah, it is interesting with these triple headers, these 3 matches in a row. Sometimes they do cut the warm-up short, but I guess they're trying to give the teams their maximum amount. I'm actually surprised Woodward took their whole warm-up. Sometimes, since they were coming right off another match, sometimes they don't take the whole warm-up.
Well, now this is an important match. Last year, these two teams had a tremendous amount of success. Marist is the defending state champion here at 4A. Woodward lost in the Final Four to Blessed Trinity, who ultimately lost to Marist in the finals. These two teams did play twice last season in the regular season. They're not in the same region, so don't count against the playoff standings. But Marist won both those matchups, 2-0 and 3-1 in their matches. This will just be a best 2 out of 3 sets tonight. Look like they're played to 25 in the third set.
Yeah, we hear
Dunwoody
it's coach's choice as far as whether the third game goes to 15 or 25. The first match, the third game went to 25. The second match, we were a little surprised. The game only went to 15 in the third game. So maybe we won't see a third game. Maybe we will.
If we do, we'll try to send somebody down to get an answer on how many points they're going to play it to.
It makes it a little more interesting, I guess. 15, 25, which one's match point?
Yeah, technically in the state of Georgia on these 3 match nights, it is coach's prerogative. I would guess given the late hour, they'll probably play it to 15, but given the matchup, they may let it roll. Dunwoody coming out of 6A, so not in any of their regional type of matchups for either of these teams, whereas these two teams are both 4A powerhouses.
Brian, are you allowed to give a call on who you think you're going to win tonight, or is that allowed?
Oh, I try to stay neutral. You are more than welcome.
No.
I just
No.
report the facts.
No, I'm here too. I'm on this side of the camera now.
Absolutely. The first matches were both decided in the 3 sets as both of these teams took on the Dunwoody Wildcats. Real exciting volleyball going on here. We had the traditional handshake and then the little huddle, and then we will be off.
Yep.
Woodward coming to you in the red and Marist in the white.
Typically, these matches, a typical volleyball match will have an up ref who's going to stand up on the stand over here, and a down ref who would be on the opposite side of the net, as well as 2 line judges on the opposite corners. But at this stage, before playoffs and whatnot, there's usually not a down ref. The down ref is typically the person who's going to be calling whether or not a person is in the net, which is a violation, and a loss of the ball and a loss of point. But they will have the 2 line judges who are going to help the up referee make a call on whether the ball is in or out.
Yeah, and once you get to the playoffs, you'll see GHSA officials in both those roles, the up and the down ref roles, but you'll still see parents and other volunteers that are going to be handling those line judge roles, and that looks like what we got out there tonight.
Yep. They usually do a pretty good job. It's not an easy job.
Yeah, as a volleyball parent, I really don't like to be there.
No, it's very hard. I think it's nice that when the parents step in, you kind of understand the other side of it. I see a lot less yelling at the referees when someone has to step in and play that role.
Ackerman to serve here for Woodward, playing the libero role. We had a lengthy debate about libero versus libero. Well, we're going with libero unless we slip it out.
Yep.
Set to Miller. Nice dig out of the
That's
back.
a good up.
Over to Fletcher. And that one's long.
Went a little long, about a foot out. So that was kind of a roll shot. She looks like she didn't get her feet all the way there. The set kind of fell a little early.
You think it's an advantage for Woodward coming off that middle match and Marist had to wait, or you like to come in a little warm?
You could play it either way. It's hard to say sometimes. I usually like to be warm. So it looks like that set might have been a little low. Jacque wasn't able to get underneath it on her swing there.
2 errors to start by the hitters for Marist. Set to the outside. Fletcher off the blocker and out of bounds. That'll be a score for Marist there.
So what we like to call in volleyball a tool. So you use the blocker's hands and send the ball out.
Yeah, she played it really nicely there. She didn't hit it hard. She didn't overswing that one. She just went for the point.
A little bit of a finesse shot. Oh, tough pass.
Looked like Miller was going to try to, Cobb was going to try to play that off the ground like nobody saw it.
Yeah. Sometimes you get that ball up, and sometimes the ref doesn't see it.
Taggart serving.
Nice serve again. So, in a sense, 2 aces in a row, depending on how the statistician is statting that today.
We'll give her the aces.
Awesome. So another tough serve.
Not a lot of pace on it. It's just sort of coming over the net and falling hard.
Going to Jacque Boney.
Yeah, she
That's
gets
a great
set like
spot
that.
to hit that.
Yeah, she gets that high set. She's going to be real tough to stop there.
Yeah, and I definitely think their strategy is to go to her as much as they can. If they have a good dig, if they have a good pass, that's who they're going to go to.
Unable to get that one, just a free over.
It's like some miscommunication. Oh, close.
Made a good effort at it, but tough to dig it out. When Boney gets that high set and she can come straight down, that thing's getting pretty close to the 10-foot line.
And it looks like she's aiming for area 5 of the court, which is this back corner back here. And if somebody starts to read that and pick that up, she can start to aim to area 1. So again, another kind of tough pass for Woodward. Going for the middle.
And that's going to be long.
They're asking for a touch.
See what the referee says. Nope. Going to be Marist point there. 6-2 now.
Kaylin Taggart still serving.
It doesn't appear to have a lot of pace on these balls, but she's getting a nice float. It's coming over the net
it's dropping
and going straight
early.
down.
Very difficult to pass.
Good scramble by Woodward to keep that alive. And the open space and a nice finish for Boney again.
Jacque found a good open spot there.
Saw the blockers right in front of her, decided not to take a swing at it, and she found a nice space that was no one there.
Marist is doing a really good job of keeping the ball in a place that the setter can get it to Jacque Boney when needed. So it's very good.
Yeah, it feels like Woodward's had to scramble a lot here in the early going. They've taken the timeout down 2-7, but it feels like they're really scrambling off the back of these Taggart serves. She's getting this nice ball coming straight down to the back row and leaving them in a tough spot.
And it is interesting, you were asking earlier, is it better to come off of a match and be warm, or is it better to have a rest in between? And I think what I'm seeing here is they're maybe mentally fatigued. So physically they look good, but they're having to adjust to a whole different team, a whole different strategy. So here's a different looking serve coming at them than what they saw in the previous match. So they're trying to adjust. They're not getting their setter in a good position to utilize her best sets either, and then they're not setting up their hitters in the best way possible either.
If you're Coach Tad Sahara for Woodward, what are you doing to try to get some pressure on Jacque Boney there? I mean, when she gets that high set, she's real tough to stop.
I would start with it on my side of the court, which is put the ball down on Marist's side of the court so that you can't get the ball up. They can't dig the ball. They can't pass the ball in a way that they can set Jacque Boney.
Taggart's going to continue to serve. She's got 2 early aces, and she's been making real trouble in this back row.
There's a great pass.
I got to
It's a
call
nice
that one
swing
in.
to the back line.
Yeah, nice shot by Morgan Cobb. They look to set her pretty much every time they can.
Mm-hmm. Their 2 strongest hitters on Woodward are going to be their outside hitters. They have strong middles and a strong right side as well, but their outside hitters are definitely their go-to.
Oh, she read that really well.
Yeah,
right
so
over
that's the same
blockers.
spot she picked the last time. So if I'm Tad Sahara, I'm asking my player to move up a little bit. It's hard because she's hit the hard driven ball to the corner, but she can also pick that short corner. So you've got to play that as a defensive player and make sure you can react quickly.
And that's her 4th kill out of the 8 points.
That's a great pass.
And Boney coming up on the other side, making a lot of trouble for the hitters. Cobb had a nice swing at it, but she was just right there in her face, and there was nothing doing.
And I think she knew as soon as she hit, it was going to come back on her side. She tried to get herself in a possession to pick that up, but it just was ricocheted wrong. Another good.
Had a nice block there. You said
Kaylin
that.
Pierre, the setter who leads her team, who leads Woodward in blocks. She's got a very strong block.
Yeah, because Boney had a good swing at it.
Yeah.
She was just in the right place, and she was
saw
able
that
to
strength.
Yeah,
That's
she
a
was
lot
able
of
to
core
hold that
strength.
ball back.
It's a good serve, too. So they're going out of the back row.
That's going to be long for Taggart out the back. 9-5 here. The home team Marist in the battle of the War Eagles, leading Woodward. Woodward in red, Marist in white.
Going back to Jacque Boney.
And there's the power we talked about. She just pounded that thing.
It's a great, strong swing. And it didn't even look like she got a full approach off of that, but she still had a lot of strength behind that.
I've been told by some of the insiders here at Marist that once in a while Jacque Boney feels the need to apologize to some of the people she hits on the other side of the net when she gets a good full piece of that thing.
Oh, there's an ace.
Yeah, that was one of those tough serves. It just went over the net, floated right down. A lot of spin on that thing.
Number 4, Natalie Silver.
Some substitutions. Try to get somebody else in the back row that's got the mobility to get to that. Looks like Salim coming in. And she's able to pop it up at least. Not get it
Free
to the
ball
setter.
over. Carly Bowen.
And that one's long.
They're asking for a touch.
Referee's not going to give it to him. Makes it 11-6, Marist.
Morgan Cobb back to serve.
And you said she's their top ace.
Yeah. Leads the team in aces. It's a good pickup.
It's going to be long.
Ooh, good read. That was close.
Tough to not reach up and grab it when it's within your hand range.
Take some discipline.
That was Johnson, their setter. She kept her hands down, and that floated out the back. 12-6 now, Marist. Johnson to serve.
It's over.
That one was touched. Nope.
Well, the line judge over here is calling a touch, but the up ref overruled it.
From my view up here, sure looked like the blocker got her hands on it.
It's hard to see sometimes.
That's going to be a tough one to get back in play. No good.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah, that ball was put in a place where Pierre was just popping it blind
just trying to get a hand
head.
on it. Exactly.
Marist building a pretty considerable lead here, up 14-6 now. They'll try to get it to the outside to Taggart.
Back on Marist's side. Another swing by Kaylin Taggart.
And that's popped up pretty well. Should give a good opportunity to the right side. Good hit. And a kill. And that was number 18, McCool.
Yeah, and Kaylin Taggart actually hit it at Kaylin Pierre, the setter, and that's usually a good strategy, take out the setter. Someone else had to step in and set, but they really executed that very well.
Yeah, scrambled nicely to get that to a good high set to the right side, and she put it away.
It was a good pass. Sometimes when the setter's off the net like that, it's hard for the middle blocker to read exactly where they should go, and it looks like they just got turned around a little bit.
Henley wasn't able to really square herself to the net and follow through in a way to get that thing over.
I am impressed that they're running the middle as much as they are, especially not on perfect passes. They have a good out-of-system middle strategy. Obviously focused, I'm sure, with the strength of Jacque Boney. So it's very impressive to me as a former middle blocker. I like that strategy.
Absolutely. 15-8 is your score. Marist in white serving, Woodward in red receiving. McCool pops it up. They'll go back row to Cobb, and that one is killed.
So again, we saw this a lot in the last match against Dunwoody. Morgan Cobb out of the back row a number of times, and I think that's a very good strategy. A lot of times, even if you're off kilter a little bit from the back row, it's a very hard thing to defend.
And she's got the height and the jump ability to still have that thing coming down from the back row.
Great pass.
Taggart, big swing, and that's in. Nice kill.
Natalie Silver out, and Jacque Boney in a substitution.
And that is Ackerman, the libero, back to serve.
Set over. Setter took the ball. Kaylin going for the kill.
Great save.
That was
by
a great
Woodward.
up.
And Boney puts it away. Sometimes with Woodward, you feel like they put it back, but it just keeps coming back harder.
They have a lot of great ups. So it looks like Jacque Boney is targeting that side of the court. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments Woodward will make. It's a great spot. She didn't have a lot of options.
Good heads-up play by Pierre.
Yeah, that was a great spot. She put it deep and she put it in the corner.
And there was no way Ackerman was going to get to that one. She wasn't looking for it at all.
It's difficult.
You know, we saw in the earlier match when Marist took on Dunwoody, they just dominated at the net. Dunwoody, when the blockers were set for Marist, Dunwoody had no chance to get it past
Yep.
him.
Another great hit by Taggart.
Yeah, she got a nice running swing on that one, and she found the back line.
She does a great job of taking a really strong approach even out of system.
Couple of aces early for her. She'll go back to serve now. 18-10 is your score. Nice floating serve there. Tough play for the setter. You look to Boney. She'll just pop it over. Same spot again. I mean, she sees that spot every time right now. That's at least her third shot, right, with that little pop shot right into the right corner.
Yep.
And they're going to have to start to rotate their defense on Woodward.
A little bit, yeah.
And even if that means giving her opportunities in the back, they're going to have to put someone there. And that set was behind Cobb. She couldn't get to it.
So the referee's calling that it didn't pass the plane of the net. So Marist's point.
It's a bit of we're at a very elevated spot. It looked to me pretty clear it hit the net, but apparently it was a lot closer than I thought.
I believe it's a timeout for Woodward.
Timeout, Woodward down 20-10. Today's game is brought to you by SportalSpace. SportalSpace connects communities through youth sports. SportalSpace, every practice, every game. We will be live again Emily, in 2 weeks, Thursday, September 13th, another great volleyball matchup. Class 5A defending champion McIntosh will come visit 3A runner-up Westminster. Slated for 7 p.m., but we all know that may not be the case. Live on SportalTV. Subscribe now. Don't miss a minute of the best volleyball broadcasts in Metro Atlanta.
Awesome. I love what you guys are doing. So if I'm Coach Sohair right now, I'm saying exactly what you said earlier. How can we shift? How can we defend against Jacque Boney? So the middle blocker is going to have to step over. They need to take that left side of the court. And the libero or whoever's playing left back needs to shift over, probably take that short spot. And then I would say whoever's playing middle back needs to shift over and take area 5.
Yeah,
so we'll see what these adjustments.
Both those spots, so it's pick your poison a little bit here.
And certainly, at that point, she might be able to see that and go the other side of the court. So we'll see.
Tad Sahara, over 500 wins at Woodward.
It's impressive.
Coach since 2004. Cobb.
It's a great set.
Good touch of the net there. Outside to Fletcher, put right back.
Nice up.
Taggart, nice adjustment. Ball was kind of behind her. She had to come back to
outside.
it. Cobb again.
Back to Jacque. So that time, Woodward was right where they needed to be. It was a hard-driven ball, and they just couldn't get there, but I think they're making the adjustments. We're seeing that.
Boney, we've got unofficially with 8 kills out of their 21 points already, so she is living up to the billing. University of Michigan commit, only a sophomore.
Oops. A little out of system and couldn't keep it in play.
Another good serve by Taggart. You know, we're not really hitting the ball hard. She's not really jumping high on these serves, but there's a lot of topspin, and they're coming straight down when they come over the net. Been very hard for the passers to get these balls dug.
And I think I'm seeing why she's in the front of the lineup for serving, because she's a very strong server.
And that's another big kill by Boney.
It is. I think that was so fast, I'm not sure the line judge could make their call.
I think the line judge was trying to get out the way.
Yeah.
We're happy we are elevated in a way we're not in danger of getting hit on one of these caroms, because Jacque Boney is pounding the ball out there.
Found a spot. We call that campfire defense. Everyone just stands around, watches it. I know they were going for it, but
there wasn't
if y'all
much
stop.
chance. Cobb had that one nicely placed over the top of the blockers, and that was something we didn't see Dunwoody handle as well. Dunwoody was trying to pound the ball through the blockers, and it just didn't work for him.
There you go. She picked the other side of the court this time.
Did they get a touch on that? I
They
couldn't
did.
tell. It looked
They
like they
did.
did get a bit of a tip on it, but it still came in bounds.
Which is helpful. From a blocker standpoint, you do want to take a little something off the ball, but those are pretty deep balls to the corners. That's really hard to pick up from a defensive standpoint.
Set point here, 24-11. Meg Fletcher, freshman, back to serve.
It's able to find the under part of Jacque Boney's arm and take advantage of that.
Yeah, these young hitters. Cobb got 3 kills already. She's been the one they've been trying to really work to.
Mm-hmm. And I think their passing has struggled as Marist serving has really challenged them, and so they haven't been able to run the middle as much on the Woodward side. Rachel Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson just popped that one over the setter. She saw the open space, and that is a 25-12, very quick first set here. Coach Sahara is going to have to figure out how to rally the troops, dig in, and find themselves something better in this second set, or it's going to be a quick night for us here live at SportalTV. As we take a pause while they switch the sets out, we are looking for student athletes that have stories of overcoming challenges to play the sports they love. We want to share your stories that can inspire others to dig deep and find success in sports and life. Send us your Sportal stories and let us help you share with the world. Today's game is brought to you by SportalSpace. SportalSpace connects communities through youth sports. SportalSpace, every practice, every game. Brian Zwerner here with Emily Adams, where we had a quick first set.
We did, and you started the conversation at the beginning of that game was, do you think it's a positive or a negative that Woodward had just come off another match versus Dunwoody? And I kind of went on with a positive because I like staying physically warm between matches, but what we saw there was a little bit of a breakdown on the Woodward side, and I think perhaps it was kind of a mental thing. I think physically they're definitely there. They're warm. They look strong. It was really a breakdown of passing.
Well, and every time they got a clean set to Jacque Boney, she put the thing away.
Yeah. She's definitely making it hard on Woodward right now. She's definitely the go-to hitter for Marist. And Marist, I give their passers and their defenders all the credit in the world, because they wouldn't be able to go to Jacque Boney without great passes and great digs.
Yeah, we saw the hitting percentage for Jacque Boney at 47%.
Yep.
And it stands out right off the page.
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't see high school players that are able to be that consistent.
And it's not like she has 2 kills and a 473 hitting percentage. She has 54 kills going into tonight. So
and almost a dozen so far early on here. Out of a 25-point game, she has nearly 10 of those. And she missed her first hit while she was getting warmed up, and after that, it's been perfection.
Yeah, so I think if I'm Coach Tad Sahara right now, just settling the girls down, making sure they know that they can come back. This is best out of 3. And I think if they get back into their groove on the passing front and start getting a better offense out there, Jacque Boney may not have as many options on the Marist side.
Yeah, and it was a serving of Taggart that really kept Woodward off balance in that first set. She had that nice float serve. It was coming down hard to the back line. They were having to reach really low just to dig it out, and they weren't getting clean passes to the setters.
And I was a middle blocker, so I didn't spend a lot of time passing serves. But the few times that I was allowed to do it in practice, I can tell you those float serves are very difficult. If you commit too early, the ball can move, and you can completely deflect it off your arm. So you have to be patient, you have to be disciplined, and you have to make the move typically towards the end as the ball is dropping, and make sure that your body is there and you're aiming towards your target.
Well, we saw in the early match tonight when Marist was taking on Dunwoody, they had the same kind of first set. They came out and blew away Dunwoody in the first set. They managed to lose the second set and go deep into a third to get the victory. So we'll see if that pattern repeats itself.
Right.
And maybe it's just the way that they're using their personnel or trying to, in this situation, they put Jacque Boney in the back row to start, so she gets a break. She'll get subbed out for the libero Ackerman.
The other interesting thing, sometimes when you win a game just like Marist just won it, you can start to relax a little bit, sit back on your heels, maybe rest on your laurels for a second. It's something hard, even if you say it to the team. Hey, don't rest on your laurels here. We've got to come back. We've got to come back strong. Let's tie this one up. It's still hard sometimes because you kind of think in your head, oh, that was pretty easy, and you can start to come back versus Woodward is coming out with fire. So sometimes you can see that dynamic play out as well.
Yeah, Woodward's still got plenty of talent on their side, so if Marist takes the foot off the gas, they will capitalize. Taggart with a big hit and a kill.
It's a great swing. That's a great set. She got up really high. Looked like from this angle she was even over the block. That's very impressive.
And Boney substituting right in. They gave her 1 point off.
Yep. Hadley Ackerman back to serve. Again, she leads the team in digs, 93 digs.
Tough play for the setter just to get it back in. Boney's right in the right place, and that's a.
Yep,
Now,
Kaylin
what
Pierre,
do
the
you call
setter.
it when they have the 2 hands up and giving us a good woo?
Oh, the cheer?
Yes.
I don't know. It's some special block cheer. Every team has something unique.
In my house, we call it a purple cobra from the Dodgeball movie. But I don't think that's universal.
It's a great dig.
Over to Taggart.
Pilot Dowd with the dig.
Beautiful save. Keep it alive.
Morgan Cobb over the net. That's a great spot. She made the setter, Rachel Johnson, take it. Kaylin Taggart found the back line. It's a great spot.
Taggart's really starting to heat up. She's had 4 nice kills in a row. They're really getting her these nice high outside opportunities, and she's putting them away.
Another tough serve.
That's trouble.
Overpass right to Jacque Boney.
That is not where you want to see the ball going if you're Woodward. And it was just another strong serve by Ackerman. Best they could do just to get the ball in the air, but too close to the net. Boney able to reach right over and put it away. That's a foot fault.
We had a foot fault, yep. I think we saw it at the same time.
Yep. I think we saw it before the line judge.
Yeah.
He didn't make a move, but the up judge called it right away.
Yep. So here's a chance for Woodward. Gain a few points back.
Miller serving.
Kyla Dowd with the pass. Here. So you've seen what Woodward's done to adjust, and that was a really good adjustment. That was a good block. That was a good touch. Libero almost got there, and so I think they're making the right adjustments. So
I think they're going to have to take more chances with their serves. They can't allow a serve like that to get broken so easily, to get that side out so
very
easy.
true.
There we go. A nice kill for Cobb. She had about 3 there unofficially in the first set. They've got to get them a little bit out of system.
Yeah.
And Marist has just been able to play it too easily. And, we'll see what Carpenter can do here. 2-5 is your score. Marist still leading. They are up. They won the first set.
There's a good hard serve, excuse me.
But even still, able to get it up in the air for Jacque Boney, and she puts it away again.
Number 16, Jenna Woodward. In for number 9, Kyla Dowd.
And we'll see if Marist uses their bench a little bit more, maybe sensing an opportunity to get some people work here against a tough division, tough Class A 4A foe.
Meg Fletcher with a serve. A set over. A little tight. It's tough. It's not a lot you can do in that situation as a hitter. You just kind of want to hit it into the block and see if you can play it back. If it ricochets wrong, it's really difficult to play.
Yeah, and that was Woodward coming off the bench for Marist, just to keep it confusing, against Woodward. That's out.
Yep.
They just can't afford that at this stage. They've got to get good, strong serves in that keep Marist a little bit off balance if they're going to start to get a little bit of a run here and get a chance to get back in this match.
Yep. And I think their passes just need to be high and off the net at this point. There you go. See what they can do with it. Good. There's a free ball over. So they really capitalized on that.
Yeah, and they got the nice high set to Cobb, and she's able to get it off the blocker's hands and into the back, and that's a nice way for them to score it. That's where they're trying to go virtually every kill opportunity.
What was interesting about that is the middle blocker, Jacque Boney, wasn't – I'm sorry, not Jackie's at this point. It's Jamison Henley wasn't out there because they had such a great dig. Jamison had to stay with the middle, but they set it all the way out.
Miller just had to pop that one over, didn't get enough height on it.
Back row attack.
And they've been doing that a lot to Cobb. And that is Henley not able to get it over.
Yeah, but again, I'm very impressed that they're still running the middle, especially off of a defensive play like that. That makes the middle on Woodward's side have to worry about the middle every single time.
And that's a great serve. She is one of their tougher servers. That's Cobb with the ace. And this is what they need. Now they're down 6-7 here. Gave
Tough
up that
serves.
first set a little easy.
So again, running the middle. Even when it's a little bit out of system, sometimes the middle position is so hard to defend that it gets you a kill.
And certainly this Marist team knows to set the middle. Even when it's not Jacque Boney out there, they're still setting the middle, Henley. And, you know, she's had a little bit more rocky start getting it going, but a real nice kill there.
Good save by Kaylin Pierre. It's a good swing.
Another good play
Free
by
ball
Pierre.
over. Oh, tough. It's a good spot where they put that free ball.
And that was 2 nice plays by Pierre to keep that point alive. Woodward really needs this one here. This is Salim serving. They're down by 1 here. They can really feel the momentum swinging. They got to get this point.
There you go. Natalie Silver with a good pass.
Touched at the net, but not enough to give the back row a chance.
And again, a good swing by Kaylin Taggart.
Yeah, she's really getting it going. We've got her unofficially with 5 kills. Coach Sahara trying to get them positioned where he wants on the back row while that ball went a little deep out of bounds.
Kyla Dowd in for Jenna Woodward for Marist. To your point, a little confusing against Woodward. There's a good strong pass.
And they're going to that back row, but they got a little bit mixed up out there. Fletcher pops it over the blockers. Pierre has no choice but to put that over. Here comes Taggart.
Free ball over, free ball over. A little bit of a down ball.
Fletcher finds the back row
good
again.
Dig. All she can do is put it there. Good. Way to have discipline. That's right. That was a good play. That was a good play on both sides.
Yeah, nice scramble around, and Woodward still hanging around now. Much more settled in here in this set. Lost that first set 25-12, down only 9-8 in the second.
Going to the right side.
Good strong hit, but a nice dig by Cobb. Beautiful block.
Yeah, that was another one that was hard to tell. Did that break the plane of the net? Was that a block or was that it's hard to tell from this angle sometimes.
Taggart was acting like she blocked it,
That's
so we're
true.
going to give it to her.
Mark it.
10-8 is your score. Marist in white serving against Woodward in the red. First set went to Marist, 25-12. We have some substitutions, but Jacque Boney coming back in. She has been a terror. She's got about 15 kills already here on the night.
Oh, sneaky. Sneaky right back. Good playing. Oh.
Both of them trying to find the open spaces, and it was Jacque Boney again.
Sneaky offensive moves and some pretty impressive defensive moves as well.
It's a good opportunity here for Woodward. Got the shot they wanted with Carpenter. She wasn't able to finish it.
There you go.
Battle at the net. It's popping over. Pierre pops it up.
Going back outside. She found a great spot.
And that was Miller. We haven't said her name much tonight. She's one of their top kill artists out there. And there was that big scramble at the net. Everybody was sort of out of position, and she was able to find the back corner.
What you're seeing is Woodward definitely getting their fire back. Little tight set. Kaylin Taggart was able to do something with it.
Yeah, she's got her groove going here. She's got 4 kills already in this set, 3 for Jacque Boney, and they're really spreading it around a little bit more. In the first set, they were constantly feeding Boney, and she was putting them away, so they just kept with that. But Taggart's really made a big impact here in the second set.
Yeah, she has. Ella Gunning with the serve. Back to Jacque Boney.
Nicely
Salim with
played
the
by
dig.
Salim. They're going to call that out.
It's a very Oh, that's a tough call. That's a tough call. That was the right move. Morgan Cobb trying to put it down the line.
Just a little bit out. They'll set her again here. Nope. Going to the right side. Carpenter.
Good dig. Salim with the dig. Pierre with the spot.
This one's still alive. Back to Pierre. She puts it back over.
Still in.
They'll get to Fletcher. Blocked at the net by Carpenter. And where do you know it? It goes right to Jacque Boney, and she finds the back.
That was fun to watch.
Yeah, it's been a nice scramble there. Woodward trying to stay in this one, doing
Yeah.
everything they can, but just too much firepower so far here for Marist.
Marist is staying very calm.
That's our first serve error. I don't think we've had many at all. That one finds the net. That was Gunning.
Ansley Carpenter back to serve.
14-10, Marist leading here. Marist in white and Woodward in red. The battle of the War Eagles.
They get a good pass here. They're going to probably go to Jacque Boney. They're out of system here, so out to Meg Fletcher. Free ball over.
Nice placement there.
Morgan
She saw the
Cobb.
blockers. She didn't want to try to turn them, and she just went right into the open space. Another nice kill for Cobb.
You've noticed Woodward hasn't been able to set their middles as much, so as they're getting back in system, it'll be interesting to see if they go to their middles a little bit more.
I'm not sure I want my middles trying to go toe-to-toe with Jacque Boney here.
Solid point. Very good point.
And there's the serve we've been looking for, that nice top spin that's coming down hard and right
Dropping
at
the
those
end,
back row players.
So will they go back to that same spot with that serve?
And that looks like number 8, Panquette.
Oh, let's see what they can get. So there's a free ball over. What's Woodward going to do with it?
Nice finish by
Kaylin
Pierre. Now, did that look like a little bit of a carry to you?
It's a tough call, but she did it athletically. And I know that referees are going to be less inclined to call it if it looks like
It looks fluid.
Yeah, pretty athletic move. She's been getting pretty aggressive on the offense.
That is Tolgan, number 3, serving. Going to set it to Cobb. She'll pop it over the blockers again.
Ella Gunning there. Jacque straight down.
So tough to
by
stop.
my view, I'm pretty sure that was the 9-foot line. So that's pretty impressive.
She was so high and hitting straight down.
So it was a great dig by Ella Gunning, a great set by Rachel Johnson. Jackie was there. It's hard for the other team to defend when you have that kind of great dig that comes straight to the setter that quickly. So everyone on Marist was ready for that.
Morgan Cobb's gone to that sort of float ball. I'd like to see her try to slam the ball through the blockers and put the pressure on him a little bit. She swings hard enough. It's not going to be an easy block, even if you are in the right place.
Oops.
Little misplay by Johnson. She was just trying to leave it nice and low there for Jacque Boney. But
I couldn't tell if she was trying to set it over or just kind of slipped through her hands. Sometimes at this stage when everyone's sweaty, starts to get the ball a little wet.
Another opportunity here for Woodward to tie this one up in the second set. Great serve.
Good save by Rachel.
Ackerman just has to pop it over.
All the way out, Morgan Cobb. There you go. You got your wish.
There we go. I got exactly what I asked
Powered through.
for. They gave her the nice high set. The blockers were in place, and she turned them.
Yep. She took advantage of that. She went hard. So that's her getting – that's Woodward getting their confidence back. It's tied now, 15-15. Back to Jacque Boney, right down the line.
Yeah, and you set her at the outside there, and she still pounded it.
Yeah, it was a little bit like a slide, but not quite. So
Yeah, not the footwork of a slide.
Not quite the footwork of a
more
slide.
of
You're
a
right.
traditional right side. She'll get substituted out of that spot there. I think she was just kind of there as the serve receive was on, and that was her position for the rotation.
What's up?
Good opportunity here for Woodward.
Celine with
Need
the
this
set.
one to tie it back up.
Morgan Cobb with the hit. Natalie Silver with the dig.
Great
Henley
play by
Jamison.
Pierre to keep that alive.
Morgan Miller out of the back row. Oh,
Now, normally we've
close.
seen them setting Cobb in the back row, but
Yeah.
that's the other Morgan Miller, and she makes a nice kill from the back row.
I think that's a great strategy for any team is to target back row attacks. Like I said, it can be difficult to defend, especially if you're used to playing a lot at the net. Rachel Johnson with the save. Make Fletcher
Great
over
play
the
by
net.
Fletcher to keep it alive. They'll set Miller, and Fletcher unable to get under that one. And here comes our first lead for Woodward. They had dug themselves a big hole in the first set, lost the first set 25-12. Now they take the 17-16 lead, and that's going to be a timeout, Marist. Marist is going to want to talk this over. Brittany Dede, she's been here quite a long time. Karen Arndt as well. I know you've done some work with this coaching staff. What do you think she's telling them out there now?
Yeah, I bet it looks like Karen's talking to him, and I think what she's probably telling him is, hey, calm down. It's okay. You guys are doing fine. I think she might even be targeting that last play where if Woodward's outside hitters come with an extreme cross hit just like that, all their people were there. It's just finishing the move. So maybe calming them down. You guys know what you're doing. Stick to the game plan. We're fine. So I believe Coach Brittany Dede, who I think she's recently married, so I think she's Brittany Dede Loudermilk, played for Marist. So she's an alum as well. So that's a pretty cool story.
They got a lot of success in volleyball here, 12-time state champions, including last year. Miller to serve. Sorry,
pass
Cobb
by
serving.
Oh,
That
just a
one's
little
long.
long. So it looks like they're bringing Jacque Boney in the back row for Natalie Silver, and then she'll go out, and Hadley Ackerman, the libero, will come in for her. So those are just some different ways, different looks that they can give the server. Ella Gunning with the pass. It's a great spot. And that's a great up.
And there's
Morgan
that
Cobb out
back
of the
row
back
hit we
row.
like. That was very nice work to get that ball up. It looked like it was going to find the ground, and then they were able to get it right where we liked it. Back to Cobb in that back row hit, and she puts it away. They've got a 19-16 lead now.
Looks like Marist is going to give him a different look on the pass-receive structure here.
Yeah, Taggart was really the one they were feeding early in this set. Built a nice lead doing it, and then she's been kind of out of the rotation for a while.
Very athletic move by Rachel Johnson. She didn't have a lot of options there. It was a tight pass, and she was able to stay in control, get the ball over, and in the end resulted in a kill.
Rachel Johnson, the setter for Marist, All-State last year for this championship team.
Setting the middle on the Woodward side. Results in a kill.
And you were calling for it, and they gave it to you. That is Sims, number 5 for Woodward with the kill.
And I think that was the first time they set the middle on the Woodward side. So again, their passing and their digging is getting enough in system that they're able to run the middles now.
That's going to be long. Tough one. Up 2017 to giving a point away there.
They're going to have to fight back for this point right now.
Yeah, they need to get this side out.
Kyla Dowd in for Jenna Woodward and back to serve. Coach Karen Arndt making the calls on where she wants her to serve. It's a good float serve.
Whoa.
Oh.
Just found it inside of the back line. Dowd with a beautiful ace back there.
Did you see that thing move?
It had so much spin on it. Looks like Coach Karen Arndt making the right call on where to place that one.
And Kyla Dowd executing well.
Saleem gets to that one.
Oh, a little tight, a little tight.
And that one floated over the net and found the wrong side. 20-20 now. Big moment here. And Coach Tad Sahara sees it too.
Yep.
They fought so hard to get that lead. They don't want to relinquish it. They're
Yep.
gonna take a timeout and try to settle them at 20-20.
Yep. And I'm sure he's telling him some version of that. Let's just settle down. We've got this. We're playing into our game strategy now. Let's stay calm. Let's get a good pass. If nothing else, keep it high and off the net. We used to say, I think early in that first game, Kaylin Pierre, the setter for Woodward, we used to say, don't make our setter put her running shoes on. Let her stay in her volleyball shoes. If the passes are all over the place, she's running too many places and they can't get in system. So they've definitely gotten system this game. So just calm down and stick to the game plan.
And they've been feeding their hitters. They've been feeding Cobb and Miller at the net from the back row, and that's really worked for them here in this second set.
It has. So Kyla Dowd with the serve for Marist.
Another tough serve, but Pierre will get a chance to set this to the back row. And that one's not going to go over for Cobb.
Hey, as a coach, I'm thinking to myself, that's a good approach. It's a good play.
Yeah, that's
Unfortunately
definitely
didn't work
something
out.
they've been trying to do. It's worked for them all night. They're going to be happy with that, even if it didn't work out. Another tough serve.
Keep it in play. Keep it in play. Right back to Kaylin Taggart.
Great dig from the back row.
That was a great dig. Morgan Miller.
Miller finds
the
the hole.
spot. Finds the spot.
Morgan Miller found that one. Really nice job to get Taggart's ball back up in the air, and Miller was able to finish it, and we're back to tied at 21-all.
Yep. Samantha McCool back to serve. Good pass by Meg Fletcher. Kaylin Taggart.
It's long.
A little long.
Yeah, Taggart's been really strong. We really haven't had miscues from her, and she finds it just a little bit long. Woodward sitting on this 1-point lead with 3 to go here, 22-21. Woodward had a rough start to this game, dropped the first set 25-12, and they look like a totally different team out here now.
They do, they do. Marist still looks pretty relaxed to me, so let's see what they can come back with here. Great pass by Hadley Ackerman. Going to the middle. She finds it.
And that's Henley. Henley's had a couple miscues trying to play that play from the middle. They've been setting her when she's in there in the same way that they set Jacque Boney, and she hasn't obviously been able to keep it going that way. But that was a great finish for her.
That was a great finish. Going outside to Morgan Miller. It's a little long.
And that's out.
I believe someone told us that Jamison Henley, the middle who just went out, had never played really volleyball before this. So that she's pretty impressive for having stepped into the sport pretty recently.
That's what our inside scoop said. She played predominantly basketball and decided to give this a try just this year.
She's doing a great job.
Oh, Pierre tried
outside.
to sneak one over the net, and now they've got a hole here fetching 3 match points.
Yeah. So again, I think that was Kaylin Pierre, the setter, who's an awesome player on Woodward, trying to take over from an offensive perspective. And sometimes, again, I was a middle blocker. I was never a setter, so I can't say exactly. But I got to imagine sometimes playing sort of quarterback of the team as the setter, you want to take over a little bit. You want to be able to contribute offensively if you see that your team is struggling. So it's understandable in this situation, but obviously an unforced error doesn't help the team very much at this point as match point is looming.
Marist and White sitting on match point. They won this first set 25-12. It's now 24-22. Woodward in red receiving serve here, and they've got to get this one right here.
Hadley Ackerman back to serve. Strong pass. Going to the middle.
And Boney with the block to finish the game. Wow, she was spectacular tonight. I've got her unofficially with close to 20 kills out of the 50 points they scored. It is impressive.
And truly for a middle to have 20 kills in a match, it really is a testament to your team, because I used to say that as a middle, I can't do my job if there's not a good passer or a good defender behind me, and if I don't have a great setter. So this was truly a team effort that Marist really came together and gave tonight. Jacque is an amazing player, and she certainly has some pretty impressive kills, as I think we saw the 9-foot line kill, but she has made all the better for that team around her.
Absolutely. This 4A defending champ, they got off to a rocky start. They improved to 9-7 with the 2 wins here tonight. You know, we were told Jacque Boney was out with a high ankle sprain for the first 8 games. They had a very tough schedule. Coach Didi
and Karen aren't.
They give themselves a number of the state champs from the larger classifications in the early days in their schedule, and they struggled with it. But now things are starting to really go their way. They're starting to find their groove. They won 5 in a row coming in tonight and 2 more tonight. That makes 7 in a row for the for the Marist War Eagles. So we'll see how they're able to build on this and get themselves a run. I think this 4A will come down to these 2 teams here. Probably Blessed Trinity and St. Pius are always strong competitors. That was the Final 4 last year.
Mm-hmm. And I think Woodward is a very strong team as well. So I don't know that we saw the best showing tonight from here in that first game, but you certainly saw that spark of passion and power that came out there in the second game. And we saw a little bit of it earlier tonight in the match against Dunwoody. So it was a pretty cool matchup to see tonight.
Well, we appreciate you joining us. We will be live again in 2 weeks on Thursday, September 13th for another great volleyball matchup. Defending 5A state champion McIntosh from Peachtree City will come on up to the Buckhead area to visit 3A runner-up Westminster, 7 p.m. Eastern on SportalTV on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss a minute of the best volleyball broadcasts across the Atlanta area. Any closing thoughts as we wrap up here? We'll be back 2 weeks. You did a great job. We enjoyed having you tonight.
Thanks to the team behind the camera. Thanks for making me sound good. Thanks, Joseph. I'm going to give you – I told Joseph I'd give him a call out. But, yeah, I think volleyball in the Atlanta area is awesome. I'm so glad SportalTV is doing this. You guys are awesome to cover this awesome sport. And I know that these girls are pretty jazzed that you guys are out here covering this sport. So thank you guys.
Yeah, we apologize. We had a rough internet signal in a very concrete and steel-laced building here. So if you're trying to watch this live, we apologize. We will get the full broadcast nicely loaded, cleanly loaded up. So you'll see a new link there most likely to give you a good, clean look at this game. It was a fast game here after 2 3-set matches. We have Marist pulling out the victory, 25-12 and 25-22. Thank you very much for joining us, and good night.